Peace and blessings, y'all. In this cornerback in 24. Good evening, good evening. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing pretty good on this side as always. God is great, God is good, and I can't complain. So what I want to talk about this evening is Errol Spence Jr. and the unfortunate situation that that he was involved in, where his car was hit by a teenager head on who had stolen his car, had stolen his family's car. So I guess he was out riding, joyriding, and he ran into the unified welterweight champion, Errol Spence. Unfortunately, um, he got some minor injuries, and but enough that it's going to keep him out from the ring till at least, according to him, April, May, or June, but more leaning towards June. So basically, that'll have him out of the ring for at least a year. Last time he fought was in May when he fought Dennis Ugas. So what happens is, or what's going to happen, is that those belts, the 3 belts that he got, fights are going to be held up because he's not defending. In particularly the IBF. Now I know some people are going to say, oh man, why you got to talk about the IBF? Why you got to talk about Boots? But I mean, he's the #1 fighter in the IBF. And he's fighting an interim fight against Karen. I can't pronounce the last name right. I think it's Karen or Karine Chubaskian from the Ukraine. So Boots is fighting as the co-main event on the Tank Davis card, January 7th in Washington, D.C., Capital One Arena. And pardon me. Pardon me. So he's fighting for that interim belt. And after that, Spence has 120 days, 4 months, to either fight Boots or vacate. And that would kind of take it. That fight's in January, so you're talking about May, where he would have to make a decision. But why does it have to even get to that? When you could just say, you know what, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Let me give up one of these belts. Let me just give up that belt if I'm not going to fight. Or let me just move up to 154 and give up all these belts. One or the other. You got 3 belts. Either give up one or give them all up and move up. Get your rest, get back to health, and move up. You said yourself, I heard in the interview, that you're getting older and it's hard for you to make 147. Nobody said it but you, Errol Spence. So, I mean, it's time for you to really make a decision and let these young fighters, man, vie for the spot. Vie for the top spot, man. They trying to get it. Boots and Tank. They're trying to get, Boots and Virgil Ortiz, Stanionis, and Rashidi Ellis, man. They trying to get in position. So, you know, these belts don't need to be hung up like this. You're not going to fight Crawford, it don't look like. Okay, you said that you basically talking how he was talking. If it happens, it happens. If it don't happen, it don't happen. That's the language that Spence is talking now. I heard him say it in an interview the last few days. So this is where we at. And this is not a place that we really want to be. So I'm just saying that a decision just needs to be made, all right? They had to petition the IBF, both the units had to petition the IBF to get this interim fight and to then put on the plate that he has 120 days to make a decision to fight Boots or vacate, right? But it's also not good that you're going to be out of the ring for a year after fighting in May, man, and see how things happen. I'm not knocking nobody, but you see how things happen where, and I heard people say this, you never know what could happen. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was Roy Jones or Andre Ward, Somebody said something to the effect, might have been Roy Jones, but one of them said something to the effect of, you never know what happens outside the ring that could dictate what won't happen in the ring, basically, right? So now he gets into that accident, and what does it do? It puts him out for a long period of time. You know, could have fought Crawford. I'm not saying it was his fault. I don't know whose fault it was. But at the end of the day, if they would have fought in November, December, like they could or should have, then probably would have gotten to that accident. So I'm just saying, right? That's how things could happen. That's why you never know. Anything could happen in life because we're not in control. The sole controller is God. We don't know how things, what's going to happen from day to day, from minute to minute, from second to second. We really don't know. That's why when we get an opportunity, man, we have to take advantage. So again, this is not no knock on Spence or anybody. I'm just saying, look what happened now. It's real. He can't fight for at least what 6 months. So 6, 7 months, because this is December. So you're talking about January, February, March, April, May, June. Yes, at least 6 months, right? No warm up, no nothing. Even if you ain't fighting Crawford, you can't even get to fight with Thurman now in February, whether you wanted to or not. That's off the table because now you banged up a little bit and you need to get yourself together. So now what's going to happen with Thurman? Thurman could have said, hey, man, I'll fight Boots. I'll fight Virgil Ortiz. But he ain't going to do that. So now Virgil Ortiz is going to fight Stanionis. Golden Boy won a purse bid on that. So hopefully that'll happen in February, March. Get that out of the way. I think Thurman should have just bowed down and said, you know what, man? Let me just go ahead and fight Boots. Then he wouldn't be fighting Karen or Kareem. But they fighting in January, man. Thurman, you still could get it. You could still fight Boots, man. You could still fight Boots in April or May. You ain't got to wait to see what's going to happen with Spence, because I'm sure by the time Spence heal up, he's going to make a drastic decision, and it's probably not going to be in your direction to keep Thurman. So I don't know what you're waiting on. You got a lot of inactivity on your side, so you definitely need to make a move. Okay, you're coming off of a win, but before that, you're coming off a hell of a loss. So your inactivity is killing you. So you definitely want to be in the ring. You definitely want to be fighting and testing yourself at this point, man. You're going to be 34 years old, so you ain't really got no time to be going backwards. You need to be going forwards because you got more time. You got less time ahead of you to box than you got in the back. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make a decision, man. All right? So that's where boxing is at right now, man. We just want to see this welterweight division. The 135 is stacked, with Tank and Shakur and Devin Haney undisputed and Ryan Garcia, man. We want to see these fights, but 147, man, is the spot, is the hot spot, man. And, I wish they have a division. I wish they have a tournament in the welterweight division and in 135. I wish they just make them fight each other. Ain't no going back and forth. Just make them fight each other. Thurman, you got to fight Boots. That's it. You ain't no way around it, or retire. You know what I mean? That's it. Virgil Ortiz is fighting Stanionis. It's a wrap. Okay? You got to fight. Got to make these guys fight, man, because they just don't want to do it on their own, like boxing used to be. Backwards now. So that's really it, man. That's all I really got for right now. Peace and blessings in this corner boxing 24. Just wanted to touch on the current state of affairs of boxing and what's happening, man. Some belts being held up. Spence got the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF belt. Crawford got the WBO. I heard that he's gonna have to make a decision on who he's gonna defend against, maybe against Boots as well, Crawford, or he's gonna have to give up that WBO belt. So he got a decision to make too. These dudes got decisions to make, and they don't got a long time to make it. See, you force yourself and put yourself in a bad position from not making the right decision, and then when it gets forced on you, you don't know what to do. But then at that point, you don't have no choice. You got to fight. And it seems like that's what's going to happen with these guys, man. They're going to be just made to fight no matter what. And there ain't no turning back. So either fight, vacate, or move up. That's going to be your choice. All right? So that's it. That's all I really got for right now. Peace and blessings, y'all. This corner boxing 24. Please subscribe to the page. Please leave your comments. Everybody enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.